Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion this morning. At least this morning here, it's kind of drizzly and raw, and wow, it's clearing out the sinuses. I find rainy days like this super contemplative. I get a lot of deep stuff done when it rains for some reason. Anyway, my name is Kimberly Quinn, and I'm here to talk today with you about how the opinion of another is just an opinion. It's just an opinion, and we often forget that. So what it comes down to is sort of evaluating, asking yourself, what is the quality of my own life? You know what I mean? Like, how happy am I? How much joy do I have in my life? How fulfilled am I, being in my own skin? How comfortable am I in my own skin? And I actually have thought about this a lot, and I have never been more comfortable in my skin than I am right now on this day, standing here in my kitchen. So it's a shift into the quality of my own life versus all this external, shallow, make pretend crap like on social media, versus how does my life look to other people? How does my life appear to other people? Who gives a fat rat's ass? Because it doesn't matter. So that's what we're talking about, okay? Quality of my own life versus the opinions of others. Also, we're going to talk about how hard this can be sometimes, especially if it's family members or colleagues, or coworkers saying things to us, giving us a little bit of snark. So when somebody says something we don't like at work, or they imply that they don't like us, maybe, what are you doing with that? How are you interpreting that? What are you telling yourself? Because if you're kind of saying like, ooh, they gave me some snark. What did I do that was wrong? What did I say that was wrong? Or worse, somebody doesn't like you, and then it must be that something's wrong with me. Because then you've landed yourself in shame mode, which brings you to the shame place, which is this emotional quicksand of toxicity. Because remember, shame is that feeling of being flawed or defective. So you just don't want to give your power up like that, ever, never, ever. Somebody doesn't like you at work. Who cares? And if you do care, we're going to talk about getting you out of that, because really, like anything else, it takes awareness and commitment and effort. And when we're thinking like that, remember we talked about this, we are not in the frame. In this frame right here is the authentic self. Remember, that baby is brought into this world with this lovely orb of love and, protective boundaries. She knows she's cherished and loved and accepted no matter what. And then something happens in the world, and we start to live outside of our frames, in the frames of other people. So then we live in their frame, and then their opinion matters. We live in that one's frame, and we need their approval. In this one's frame, and they gotta like us, or I don't think I can go on. No, we gotta get back here, because when we live in our frames, we are in authentic mode. So very, very important to live in our frames. So asking yourselves is there anything wrong with me? We don't want to do that. And again, that means we're out of our frame. And another person's opinion, which is what this whole little video is about, is just an opinion. It's just from a cognitive perspective, it's just their neurons in their brain wiring together, because the neurons that wire together fire together. It's their own little neurons clustered around this thought about something you said or did, which is really about them, 99% about them. Then they're firing, making patterns, and getting stronger. And that's all in their brain, their neurons, nothing to do with you, zero. And so that comes down to not taking things personally, too. Because we are all the authors of our own script. So even when somebody says something about you, implies, gives you a look. And now in today's world, we got the texting, and we're reading into that, and it's capital letters. Oh, they must be mad. Oh, no, they're shouting. We don't even know. I mean, it's just so, that complicates things worse. But the point is, it doesn't matter anyway, because their opinion, whether it's texted or verbalized, or it's mental telepathy, it doesn't matter, because that's all it is their opinion. Nothing to do with you. Okay, the thought of responding with it to yourself is, okay, so this is, if we're saying to ourselves, when somebody gives us some snark or whatever, when we're actually allowing this shame thoughts, right? And oh no, something's wrong with me. Oh no, what we are saying clearly to ourself, our precious self, is that what you think of me, person outside, you're in a different frame, is more important than what I think of me. That is just nuts. what you think of me in your own frame is more important than what I think of me in my own frame. And I wouldn't be thinking like that if I were in my frame. I'm out here, okay? My own frame of authenticity is here. And that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous thinking. And the more we allow it, the more, of course, it gets stronger. And also, when we're having that thought of what you think about me is more important than what I think about me, right in that minute, you are abandoning yourself. Never, ever do that. Self-betrayal is just brutal on the spirit. Brutal. Don't do it. Self-abandonment is one of the worst things you can possibly do for you. Or maybe is the worst thing you can do for you. And so we don't want to ever give up our power like this. And when we do that, if I had a piece of really beautiful china, right? I actually don't have one anyway, so that doesn't even help us. I can get a regular plate. What I'm saying is we pretend like it's a really nice piece of china. We're giving our own authentic power away like on a platter to somebody. Why would you do that? That's crazy. You know, our own authentic power belongs to us. And all over the need for approval, which is crazy. So I'm going to say something about approval for a second. Approval feels good. We like approval. I know, like I had that 1 week there where I'm doing a lot of presentations actually, but I had that 1 week there when I had 2 big ones, and it was nice. Of course, it's nice when people say nice things and they clap and they stay afterwards to talk with you and share their own experiences. That fills me up. It fills me up. It feels good. I like it. Here's the difference though. When we're coming from a place of authenticity, living in our own frame, we like the approval, but we don't need it and we don't go looking for it. It feels good. And for me, I try to really breathe in the kind words, just because as we feel the kindness and the good words, the brain gets it that we like this, and then it gets easier to let more good in and attracts more good. I do that. The thing is, in an authentic way, I do not go looking for approval, and I don't need it. Here's the thing. When we need anything, even if we think if it's crystal meth or something, if we need it, that means we are incapacitated without it. When we need approval and go looking for approval, that means it's out here in somebody else's frame, which means we are dependent on them for our happiness and fulfillment and joy. No. And when we need approval, okay, that's out here, we are on some level incapacitated, disabled, whatever, without it. We don't want to give our power up like that. When we stay within our frame and the approval is all in here, we can walk around wherever, and we got it all going on within. We have no strings to the outside because we're pulling our own strings. That's going to be an episode coming soon to a theater near you. Okay, so. Okay, ironically too, this is my last thing here, is the people who do get the most approval out there, you might see them at work or see them on the family, whatever. You're like, how is it that they're getting showered with all these kudos and all these nice words and everything? And you're like, it's because they don't care. Because the people who get the most approval, again, we're not saying it doesn't feel good, it does feel good. The difference is they don't go looking for it, they're not attached to it. They're not attached to it, they don't seek it out, and they just plain don't care. If I get it, great. If I don't, I don't. But why? Because I am filled up in my own frame, and whatever's going on out here is independent of me. And you watch the irony with that, with the universe, is when you detach from something, it all just lands into place. You'll see somebody oblivious getting all kinds of nice things said and awards and applause or whatever it is that fits with their life circumstances, and that's how it works. So, main theme, another person's opinion is just an opinion. It has nothing to do with you. And that is it. Reside in your own frame, and you be your own approval meter. This is Kimberly Quinn, signing off from Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.